Welcome to Rampage TV, brought to you on the World Sports Broadcasting Networks. We're here to provide the Game 2 of the Caja State Playoffs 15-0 Division. Colorado Thunderbirds versus the Rocky Mountain Rough Riders. And the winner of this one, we need to take a look and see what happened on yesterday's scores. Should have been a little more organized this morning on that, but we will try to find that here in a second. Give you a recap of what happened yesterday in this division. Looking forward to today's game. We have sorry about the technical difficulties there as we get back to the broadcast. So as I was saying yesterday, the Rough Riders defeated the Thunderbirds 4-2 in Game 1 of the best-of-3 series. And so the Rocky Mountain Rough Riders, wearing the away black uniforms today, have a chance to finish this one off and advance to the Rocky Mountain District Finals as Caja State champions. Yesterday, the Rocky Mountain Rough Riders 14U division, they were crowned state champs after dominating the Thunderbirds 2 straight games, 8-2. The final score in both those games last night simply wasn't a hockey game. Frankly, one of the most lopsided championships games I've seen. Just a very uninspired performance by the Thunderbirds, and we were just glad to get out of here. Actually, David.
Yeah, it seemed like that early morning 8-2 really just beat the Thunderbirds down. They seemed to come out with just no spirit, no jump, no get after it, and well, 8-2 is what you get again. So yeah, it wasn't a very fun night. I'm anticipating a little bit more of a close contest here with two both very competitive teams. Yeah, the Rough Riders got the win yesterday, 4-2, so you can tell they got a little bit of scoring in them. I think the Thunderbirds are going to try and come back hard, come back quick, and get some offensive chances here in the first period.
The Rough Riders had Thunderbirds' number this season. We go down the playoffs here. It was the Colorado Thunderbirds. They beat the Rampage 6-1 in their opening game. They beat the Rough Riders 5-4 in their second game. Defeated the Tigers 8-2. So a 3-0 showing in pool play. And then, of course, in game one of the best of three finals yesterday, the Rough Riders turned the tables and took a 4-2 victory over the Thunderbirds. So now the Thunderbirds having to get back to extend this to 3 games. It'll be an interesting start to this one. We'll see. The energy should be high, intensity should be high. A couple skilled teams with good goaltending. We'll go ahead and take a break on the World Sports Broadcasting Network, and we'll come back with a drop of the puck.
We'll come back for the anthem. Yes.
Oh, well, I don't know if I can care.
Please join us for the playing of the national anthem. Rise to remove the hat.
All right, helmets will head to their benches, teams will get their helmets back on, and we'll get a face-off lineup here. Thunderbirds look like they're missing a lot of players. Frustrating you can't get a lineup from the coaches before the game, so we're going to have to ad-lib this a little bit with the information that wasn't provided to us that we were able to pull off the internet. Hopefully next year coaches can come in knowing who's on their hockey team and who's playing. 17 minutes on the clock. We'll play a period and a half and then get a Zam make. And finish out the other period and a half. If this thing goes to overtime, it'll be 17 minutes sudden death, no ice makes. The number 29 for the Thunderbirds, Brig Hazelwood. Face off, won by the Rough Riders. Shot on net. And Rough Riders win the draw again. They'll fire. Number 92, Noah Darlington. Will take the draw for the up and intercept. Number 86, Banner can't get to it. The pass was behind him, and the Rough Riders control.
Practicing your forward shot, you're practicing your
Block there. And Rough Riders recollect it. Shot on Baxter. He'll hold it. We'll get a whistle and a face off to his rear. He's up against Hazelwood. Rough Riders win it. And they'll skate it around the net. Walsh now throws it up. Getting your game broadcast. Let the broadcast people know who's on your team. The internet.
52 is Vincent Rodriguez. Vincent Rodriguez.
Call the head coaches of both teams. Here comes Mason Root. Across the blue line. Shot on net. Goes wide. Picked up there by playing on. These guys show up and say, well, we forgot our bag. I have no idea. I'm just throwing kids out there as they come to the bench. ASTV Productions out of Cambridge and Rampage TV. We're excited to expand our coverage next year.
We're going to get better.
Certainly get better with the play-by-play and color commentary. It only will get better, and we're certainly excited for next season. Kind of sad that this is our last one today.
It is, yeah.
In the neutral zone, Smith throws it up the ice. Picked up there by Lopez. He tries to fire it deep over off of his stick. Back to the neutral zone. Again, Riders in the Thunderbirds in the neutral zone. Back and forth. But here comes Butson. He finally still can't get it deep. Rough Riders control. Skate behind their own net. And up the ice. Out of the zone. We're back in the neutral zone again. Knocked off the puck there.
Well, good defensive play on both teams through the neutral zone. They're making it hard for the other team to complete passes without really having any time to do anything with it.
Baxter, that came off of Clark's stick.
Well, good job on Baxter tracking that and tracking the
rushes the puck the other end, using his speed, shoots that puck with his feet still moving. Glove down by McManus. And
good old Mason
left to go. It's a 0-0 hockey game as these teams have a lot of opportunities, a lot of back and forth in the neutral zone. You're right, neutral zone is definitely plugged up where players overhandling it at the blue line. But yeah, I'd love to count up the number of face-offs. I'll bet these referees.
Again,
Thunderbirds, Sheldon Rue will take the draw. Loses it. Rue now with it. He turns it over. Goes back on his stick. Another turnover here by the Thunderbirds. Shot on net. Front to Smith. Try to get it deep. They can't. They'll get another chance at it here. Skate it back the other direction. That's number 15. And Muir out of the zone. Back into the neutral zone. Up the ice. A little frustration was all alone on the goaltender.
He made a beautiful move, drew the defenseman down to one knee. That's why sometimes as a defenseman it can be dangerous to give up your feet, as if you're not.
Number kisses it up the ice, off the skate. In the skate.
Make a good pass. They're going to be that good, usually.
Yeah, panic will take away poise. Poise over panic.
And back to the root on, no doubt. As long as he keeps on the right path he's doing, keeps continuing to do well in school, I have no doubt we'll be seeing him play a
Mason Root again.
Look at him go.
So once again, it's the Mason Root show. He took off.
Thunderbirds, they were
2007 birth years. Right off the draw, it's Aiden Iojuk. Down the ice, he fires it on back. Great shot there.
Fire. Yeah, he put it perfectly. He was in a really hard position for Baxter to get. He didn't go high.
Face off to the right of Baxter.
Popped right out in front.
Baxter plays it back to Muir up the ice to Root. Great pass by Root to the middle. Tried to sprint. Throws it out into it. It was a little bit of a fake pass. Caucus, the big defenseman. Shot on that Baxter. He makes the save.
In the face.
That was Clark stepping in off the face. That rider just gets blocked.
As hard as you want if you get the right angle. But yeah, you got to be able to finesse it enough to where you're going to be able to pick it up and not force an icing.
I think hockey players should all be forced to learn how to play.
Great thing to learn.
You're right. It's all about. It's another thing about Root. He's got such a quick release. When he was 13, I thought he had a made, not to perseverate on Mason, but he deserved it so far with this. Obviously comes from a rich hockey family. His uncle played for Ohio State. Both of his to advance.
Certainly.
Offsides. T-Bird's unable to get out of the zone in time. 3:59 left to go. It's 2-1 hockey. 3 goals, and it's back to T-Birds win it back. Here. We're going to see a goaltending change here. McManus, I don't know what happened there. He just sort of was just laying there, and it was poked right in on him.
Well, so. both he and the defense.
3-1 hard around broken stick. That was number 96, AJ Van Felt. Just
$200 bummer at least.
Just had a $200 breakage there. Sorry for the full Christian Brothers hockey.
To Marty for all the help over the years.
Haven't seen or heard from him in a while, but yep, we've done a lot in this community for hockey. Paul Sochek used to run center ice. I went to work for as well, but Marty was tried to sneak it back. A big hit there. Thunderbird, a couple of D-to-D passes. Open this lane, an opportunity. Nice move around, right around Muir, and didn't quite get a lot of wood on that. That was Wilk when he broke his sternum. He hit that thing and just peeled off. It was pretty grotesque to watch. Broke his sternum right in half. Now they have pads on him.
Yeah.
That save made, rebound it. So Root, more offensive play there. Patterson giving up a couple rebounds. Here by the official. Tough to tell. Nope, that was, I don't know who that was. Sheldon Root. Offensive zone draw, won by the Rough Riders. Shot on net. Steered aside. Looks like it was going wide. Here's a beautiful out pass for the Thunder.
Yeah, he didn't have the advantage of a great angle on him, but what he did have the advantage was a quick release. He knew exactly where he was going. He was mid-stick handle and just snapped it. Pace from race there. I think that's what really made the difference. Just put it right up top, didn't miss, and now he's put it.
Right-handed shot. That right-handed shots to the inside, so he's able to really place it. Goes far side, top shelf. Patterson had no chance. Probably questioned. I mean, he put it exactly where.
It's just an amazing shot.
With 15-31 behind the net.
Angle, great shot off the pad right below the glove, and T-Birds are rolling right now.
Well, you got to give the T-Birds credit. They take advantage of their opportunities. They get players that can shoot the puck.
They're great at harnessing that momentum. That's off those couple of goals early. They've been buzzing. And
they will bust opportunity here. Rough Riders win the draw in their neutral zone. And they'll slowly take a look here. Not a lot of movement. Well, there you go. Yeah. You know, you're just not really in the game right now. And Warren Felt opportunity shot left pad. He'll pick it up. Take the face off dot. Root gets it off the half wall. Rough Riders will skate it back in the corner. Tied up there. That's 27 for the Thunderbirds. Thrown up team there for Mason Root. Scored 2 goals in about less than 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Aiden Iojek for the Rough Riders 2-1. And since then, it's 3 unanswered goals for the T-Birds. They have it again. Shot blocked. Up it's
kind of made it easy
for power play. Hopefully be able to turn this momentum around. It's going to take a couple goals to get this thing going for them.
Yeah. 4
goals is a tough deficit, but not insurmountable with half the game left to go.
Certainly.
And we saw 3 goals in less than 30 seconds, so
yeah, you just
certainly do it the other direction.
Just got to get a bit of energy, a bit of momentum, and just effort. You got to work your tail off. You got a big mountain to climb here, so you're gonna have to work just that much harder than the Thunderbirds here.
You're the Thunderbirds. You're going to that locker room happy with where you're at, but you don't take your foot off the gas.
Absolutely.
You can't get complacent, and obviously get through this game, get yourself prepared for game 3 tomorrow. Finish this thing out. Yep. So we'll take a break on the World Sports Broadcasting Network. You're watching Rampage TV. We'll be back for the start of the second half of the second period. Welcome back to Rampage TV on the World Sports Broadcasting Network. We're getting ready to start the second half of the second period. It's been all Thunderbirds. 8-1 or 5-1 advantage with 8:01 left on the clock here in the second period. They've already chased Connor McManus out of the net after he gave up 3, and Patterson, number 55 for the Rough Riders, came in relief, and he's given up 2 really on the first 2 shots he's faced. He had a couple of saves, but there are a couple real
It was a rough
key
start.
shots. It was a rough start for him. Here we go now. Thunderbirds, Walsh over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez struggling to get his feet moving there. Looked like they were in a little bit of mud, but they get it set up in the zone. Power play here, 1:35 on the power play clock. Throwing it not out of the zone, goes out of the zone here. Rough Riders have to regroup. This is a crucial power play here. Had an opportunity to kind of hear a little bit between periods. Just not a lot of strategy, not a lot of calmness in that Rough Riders locker room. More of frustration and anger, and not sure if that's the right strategy to get yourself back in this hockey game. The Thunderbirds with a short bench. They've got a couple injuries, a couple players suspended, internal suspension, external suspension. So the one thing about the Thunderbirds, David, is that they stay tight as a group. And when they face adversity, it's kind of an us versus them mentality.
And we've also seen a next man up mentality as well with those 3 guys out. Everyone else who's playing has been doing their job.
Silcox had an opportunity there, and he fired that wide. So 28 seconds left. Von Felt will stop it. 6:24 left in the period. Rough Riders with an opportunity, but nothing on net here. They haven't been able to test Baxter behind the net. Thunderbirds control, fired up into the netting, and we'll get a face-off in zone. So penalty's almost over. Rough Riders unable to set anything up. That was sort of the hope. Go into the break, calm yourselves down, reset, draw up a power play that you know that's going to work. You know at this point in the season, you know how aggressive or non-aggressive the Thunderbirds are going to be. So,
and this was the point you had. This was your best opportunity to get a goal back, get some of that momentum that you've lost back.
Well, and instead of being upset and angry about the first half of that game, it's a reset, because right now you're going to be driving everything on emotion. It's negative emotion. That negative emotion will breed more negativity, and the hard part for the Rough Riders, they've still got one more game to go if they lose this.
Yeah, and that's exactly to the point. Your season's not over if you lose this game if you're the Rough Riders. So there's no reason, there's no time for any of that anger, nonsense, blaming people. You know, you've got a job to do. If you lose this game, you still have to go out and play a whole nother game, and you have to beat them there. So figure out what you're doing wrong here, get those mistakes out of the way, and then work towards having a better game next time. But yeah, being over emotional, getting down on each other, it's only going to hurt yourself going forward and into the next game.
Charlie Cronin wins the draw for the Rough Riders, throwing it up top. Sorry, I got the wrong. I had the wrong player. That was number 11, Ben Clark, for the Rough Riders. Puck goes up to Donald Robert. He takes a shot. Save made. And we get another face-off as Clark loses it. Thunderbirds back behind the net. They get some pressure there. We've got a player down. Not hurt though. Play will go on. Looks like that's Hostiles, if I can see that far down with my eyes. And cleared out of the zone, kept in by the Rough Riders. Here's an opportunity, point blank shot, and couldn't get a stick on it. It was number 81 for the Rough Riders, Grady Glandorf. Shot on net, goes wide. Rough Riders keep it in. Penalty is over. We're back to 5-on-5. So although they had the puck in their offensive zone, not a lot of quality scoring chances. And we'll be back to 5-on-5. Here's a pass up to Mason Root, center ice. Root with it. Root pulls up, tries to pass it across, blocked there by the Rough Riders. Turnover there though, shot on net as Roberts blocked the pass and then promptly turned it back over. He'll skate behind the net now. And again, another pass block, but Wilcox and Walsh able to get that. We'll get better at the play-by-play. Trying to do teams that you're not quite sure who they are.
Yeah.
Fun to watch, though. Some talented players on the ice. Certainly a few that could move on next season, or at least be in consideration. Here comes the Thunderbirds across the blue line. Fires it back around the boards. Lopez picks it up in the half wall. And Lopez will skate it up to the point. D-to-D pass, shot on net. Blocker saved by Patterson, steers it to the corner. Going around the boards. Rodriguez after it. And chipped out of the zone by Darlington. All the way down the ice. We'll get an icing. And a face-off to the left of Patterson. 4:01 left to play in the period. Again, talk about that negativity, negative energy. It almost feels like a cloud out here over the Rough Riders. You can just feel they're on their heels. They're not talking. There's no intensity. It's almost like a beat dog that's trying to find its way again.
Yeah, you can see how they enter the face-off. The Thunderbirds, they're sharp, bent knees. The Rough Riders kind of approach the face-off slow, standing up, leaning back, looking like they're over it, some of them looking like they just want to go home at this point. It's not what you want to see. There's a long game left. It's going to really suck if you're already giving up now.
He's off to the left. Patterson, it'll be Ben Clark facing off against Hazelwood. Hazelwood gets kicked out, and he'll be replaced by Klontz. Rough Riders win. Marloco throws it around the boards. Out of the zone it goes, no icing. And the Rough Riders will chase after it. Down in the corner. Behind the net, Thunderbirds reverse it. Maintain possession. Another nice reverse play over to Hewitt. Hewitt throws it out of the zone. Rough Riders intercept it, and here they come off the turnover. It's number 8. Postles try to make a move, and they'll have to chase it in the corner. Postles loses the puck. Thunderbirds will drive it around the boards, and the defenseman, Sean Grammond, he'll pinch down, keep the play alive. Puck thrown out in the middle of the ice, picked off by the T-Birds. They'll chip it down deep and go for a change. So plenty of room here for the Rough Riders if they move it. Oh boy, I'll tell you, had an opportunity to catch the Thunderbirds on the break and just couldn't settle the puck.
Yeah.
That was Barloco. He got his head up north, but just couldn't get the puck flat as he fired it.
Yeah,
just
just had a bit of a shaky puck. It's unfortunate, but great opportunity. You're seeing a little bit of energy. Seeing people skating down ice, setting up opportunities. A little burst of momentum from the Rough Riders here, maybe.
Ben Park wins the draw back. Picked up there, and out of the zone the Rough Riders come. Thunderbirds intercept in the neutral zone. They'll regroup. Mason Root tries to chip it in. He doesn't get it deep. Thunderbirds have to slow it down in the neutral zone and regroup again. Ian Muir goes all the way back for a pass, and the Rough Riders intercept on their side of the neutral zone. Chipped off the boards, and Rue takes it over for the T-Birds. So some back and forth again here in the neutral zone. And no support there, as that was an odd play as number 5, Jay Couture, had the puck, and everybody for the T-Birds skated to the weak side of the ice, trying to go to open ice, I guess, but there was nothing open. Left Couture all alone, and all he had to do there was, all he had of a play was to dump it deep. Ends up off the, going into the netting. So Couture was probably wondering, what's going on? Where's everybody going? They were all skating to the weak side. Nobody getting open for him. Got a face off at center ice. The number 92, Sheldon Root. Well, the T-Birds taking the draw. And he goes up against number 96. That's 96 is Von Felt. A.J. Von Felt. Hardest part, play-by-play commentary, having to look down at names. When you know the numbers and names, boy, it's easy.
We don't have the lucky the tools that the NHL commentators do, where they can look at a screen and see the name and number floating above the player. We have handwritten sheets of paper and just our general knowledge of the rosters to guide us through here.
Yeah, and we've got to figure out lines. We've got to figure out who's who. We don't get much help from the coaching staff of these visiting teams.
So take that, Doc Emmerich.
In other words, what we're saying is we're pretty good at what we do.
Oh, we're fantastic.
I like your attitude,
you couldn't
David.
tell that this is our first year doing it. I mean, jeez.
Off the draw, Thunderbirds win it. Shot on net, blocked. Doesn't quite make it to Patterson. Going around the boards, Darlington now with it on the half wall. He doesn't clear it. Thunderbirds will throw it back down deep. Rue now. He'll pick it up in the corner. Cycles it back. And around the ball it goes. Smith will pinch down, keep it alive. Linville with it. Behind the net, he'll throw it up to the point. Box in the middle of the ice, shot on net, and it's in the back of the net. So that is number 25, Hewitt. Mason Root in front of the net. Not sure if he got a piece of it.
It bounced off. I don't know if it bounced off Root or the defenseman. It looks like Root was telling Hewitt that he got it. So nice shot by Hewitt to get it on net. Nice job by Root to not only create a screen but also drag the defenseman across. So
Mason Root looks like he gets credit for the goal. That'll be a hat trick for him.
Right off his rear end. Hey, that takes some skill.
1:21 left to go, and it's now a 6-1 hockey game. It doesn't seem like the barrage of negativity between the first and the second half during the Zamboni break did much good for the Rough Riders.
No, it seems like it's kind of stuck them where they were.
Talk about coaching, and you got to think about brain-based biology, the limbic system. Well, when you scream and yell at players and stress them out, cuts off your dopamine production, your serotonin production, your oxytocin production. Dopamine, you need to be happy. Oxytocin, you need to feel connected. And when all those things are shut off and you're stressed out, there's nothing really good about life.
Yeah, you don't have the motivation.
No motivation. That intrinsic motivation goes away. That sense of camaraderie and teamwork goes away. So, and yet we still do it as coaches. It's the old school approach. I remember growing up playing high school hockey here in town. Had a head coach that was very hard on us, and you were afraid always to make a mistake. It was a stressful place to come play. Obviously, things were good when you did good things. You got praise and you felt good. But boy, when things went south and you got screamed at, and obviously I've coached for a long time, used to use that negative piece, and sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to be stern. But for the feel for this game, really you needed the Rough Riders to come out of a funk.
Yeah.
They had it was really just a quick momentum swing. Mason Root with a couple quick goals. But this one, I think, 6-1, all but over at this point.
Yeah. No, they've got to do something to get that belief back up, because it seems as though they're just playing the game rather than, actually trying to win. They're, going through strategies, making conscious plays. It just seems kind of like almost pickup at this point.
You forget the team play. You start trying to do everything on your own. A lot of individual efforts. Those players that feel impassioned by that style of coaching will go out, but they'll try to do it all on their own. And again, you talk about a team. Everybody has to be connected. It's a chain. And if there's one weak link, if there's one player on the team that doesn't buy in, one player that doesn't have the right attitude on a hockey team, in this sport, the whole team goes down. It's unlike any other sport. Basketball, you can get away with a couple star players, no problem. Football, you got a great quarterback, a great running back, and a great linebacker, you're going to have some success. In the game of hockey, such a fast-paced team sport that, again, one negative, one weak link in that chain, and the entire chain falls. And you can see at the end of this period, Thunderbirds all leave their bench to go congratulate their goalie almost as if the game's over. That right there is really showing the unity. Obviously, the Thunderbirds going through some adversity, had some behavioral issues, some taunting. Player was internally suspended. You can see now they're in the face of some adversity. Small roster right now with players out, and you can see the unity that they're showing, and that unity is carrying over into a 6-1 lead right now. They're running away with this game. This continues, this mentality flipped over to the Rough Riders side. A lot of long faces and some individual efforts. Yeah, it could be their demise for this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and that's they got to figure out something quick, whether it be during this period or in the locker room after, or maybe even just tonight they get together and have a chat. But yeah, they got to get out of this funk, get reorganized, get together back as a group, as a family. They're gonna finish this out.
5-goal deficit to climb out of here. 17 minutes on the clock. It's not impossible, but I don't see a lot of hope, especially, again, just looking at the body language of the Rough Rider players right now in the neutral zone. Body language says it all.
Doesn't look like a team that's ready to score 6 goals in 17 minutes, but we'll see. You never know what can happen. Hockey's a crazy sport.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Hazelwood will step up to take the draw against number 12, Finley Walsh. And referee is going to step in and reset everybody. Clontz a little bit too eager to get inside. And Clontz once again, the referee will drop it. Hewitt fires it down deep. Icing here. Stopped by Patterson, so he'll wave off the icing. Not sure why he didn't let that go across the goal line. He might be snoozing a little bit right now.
I think he's either that or he's trying to keep that puck in play so they can get it out of the zone. But yeah, not the option I would have gone for as a coach.
Well, you trade playing in your defensive zone. Here's an opportunity. Rough Rider shot just goes wide. As a good opportunity for Iojak there. Found himself alone on the goaltender and just.
Yeah, well, then maybe that was the right decision to keep that play going, to give Iojak that opportunity.
Well, if he can think that far ahead, then I'm going to ask him to go buy me a lotto ticket.
You said it.
Rough Riders across the blue line. Skates into the corner there. Silcox loses the puck. He fires it around the boards. Darlington can't get to it, and the Thunderbirds out of the zone they come. Shot on net. Blocker save. There's a shot taken by Matthew Lopez. Easy save for Patterson. Steers it to the corner. Rough Riders take over in their defensive zone and skate out through the neutral zone with it. Shot on net. Blocked. That was number 92 for the Rough Riders. Noah Darlington. Like to see him get his feet moving. He stopped skating at the blue line, was waiting to try to find that passing lane, but all that waiting does is allow the Thunderbirds to take away the passing lane. And
exactly.
What he had left was a shot at that point. Defenseman right there in position, easy block, and the face-off to the right of Baxter.
Oh yeah, by stopping your feet, you're giving the defenseman time to think, and if you give the defenseman time to think, chances are he's going to outsmart you.
Off the draw, Rough Riders battle down in the corner here with it. Postles and Glandorf trying to keep possession. Smith and Rue helping out there on defense. Glandorf with it now. Skates around, shot on net. Baxter, glove save, laying in front, rebound. And Clark couldn't get a stick on it. As Postles got the shot just inside the face-off dot. Baxter with the save. No rebound. Here's a turnover in the offensive zone. Pass down to Glandis. He throws it out front. Tried a backdoor play, and Postles couldn't get a stick down on the ice and connect with it. So the Rough Riders, Mason Root, comes out of the zone. He'll throw it to the middle of the ice. Here's an opportunity. That was a good scoring chance, but that was number 29. Hazelwood couldn't get his stick on it. Or actually, that was 19, Linville. And a mid-ice collision there as Hewitt's knocked to the ice. Muir tries to fire it up. He had Root up at the red line. Puck goes up into the netting and stays up there. We get a new puck and a face-off. the right of Baxter. Oh, they're going to make it go outside here. Hazelwood will take the draw. He's going to go up against Finley Walsh, number 12. Rough Riders win it. Fire it down deep. Off the boards, Baxter leaves it for his defenseman. Thunderbirds trying to clear it. Race can't get it out. Merritt helps keep it in, along with number 7 there for the Rough Riders. Marloco. And here comes Finley Walsh, the captain. Walsh throws it out front. Had Merrick. Merrick couldn't get a stick on it. Here's another shot. Baxter save, rebound, and Walsh scores. As that puck passed through Baxter, Walsh standing on the back door gets his stick down. And Muir, after the goal, gives a shot to Walsh. And not only is the Rough Riders going to get a goal here, they're going to go to the penalty box. Muir is going to go to the box. 2 minutes for a slashing, undisciplined penalty there. Upset by allowing that goal, but it's a good job for the Rough Riders to get that on net, and Walsh standing at the right place at the right time, and he cashes in.
Yeah,
6-2 hockey game.
That's the kind of pressure that they've been lacking so far. You need to have all your guys heading towards the net, all your momentum, everybody moving their feet. So yeah, great opportunity, and they got the retaliation penalty out of Muir again. Another kind of weakish penalty on his part today. So yeah, we'll see if the Rough Riders can continue this momentum and take advantage of this opportunity here.
You're the coach. You're not happy with Muir. You got a 6-2 lead and take a penalty like that during the celebration. He gave him a slash right as they were celebrating. Just undisciplined, and that's something that can obviously switch the momentum in the reverse.
Absolutely, yeah. Gives those Rough Riders a little chance little reason to get back in your face, and yourself. It takes yourself mentally out of the game if you're worried about them celebrating or getting a goal that you're going to get a penalty for it.
Huge power play opportunity for the Rough Riders if they can pop one here, and they'll climb back within 3. That could change the scope of this game just a little bit. We'll see what happens. Well, not just a little bit, it'll change the scope quite a bit. So let's see what they can do to cash in on this opportunity that they've been provided. Off the half wall, throws up top, cross ice play to the face-off dot shot. It was trying to go, he's forced that. Looked like he was going to shoot it. That was number 73 for the Rough Riders, and he tried to go across ice plays blocked. That's Iojek. And out of the zone. Good forecheck pressure applied there by number 19 for the Thunderbirds. And
that was a bit much.
That effort's going to draw a penalty. So just like that, Garrett Linville, good forecheck pressure, and that's the kind of thing as a hockey team, you love to see those type of role players go out there, work hard, forecheck pressure, draws the penalty, negates the power play, and we're right back to where we were when it was 6-1, essentially.
That was all Linville down there, just pure hard work, getting them frustrated. Hey, worked them until somebody got frustrated enough to give them a good old shove right in front of the ref. The ref had no trouble seeing it. So yeah, negates that opportunity, and they're going to have almost a minute on the power play as a result as well.
That'll drive you nuts as the Rough Riders coach. Here you have just a little breath of life, just a little bit of breath of life,
right down
and all
the
of a
toilet.
sudden it's gone. So 4-on-4 hockey here for a minute. Rough Riders control across the red line, dump it in on Baxter. He'll steer it to the corner, and Smith picks it up behind the net. Smith turns, fires it around the boards. Couture with it now. He's pressured. Couture back to Smith. Smith will step up behind his net. He's pressured there by Walsh. He'll relieve pressure to Kontz. Kontz now, he'll step up behind the net and set it up. Here he comes now from behind the net. Kontz with some speed, he'll turn and just killing a little bit of time here. Nice pass over. Back to Kontz. So some good passing here by the Thunderbirds. In the zone comes Kontz. Skates to the high slot. Gets knocked off his stick. Kept in by Hewitt. Rough Riders in the corner. They have time and space to come out with it. 10 seconds left to go on the Thunderbird penalty. And in front, Clark, he finds Darlington, shot on net, and a goal! So Darlington gets it, pulls it to his forehand, and the defense there by the Thunderbirds sleeping a little bit.
Yeah.
And Baxter gets beat. It wasn't that hard of a shot. He just finessed it right through the 5 hole. It was actually a great play by Darlington. He got his head up, saw what was open, and he didn't even shoot it hard.
Yeah, no, and that's back to the billiards conversation. Is that, you know, he saw the opening. He saw, you know, you don't need to just slam it home because he might have missed. And so now we see the Thunderbirds taking their time out here. See the Rough Riders got some of their momentum back despite taking the penalty. You know, they got the shorthanded goal there, so they got a little bit of momentum back. They're only down to three goals back now. Thunderbirds hoping to slow down a bit of that momentum for the Rough Riders here.
Well, we talk about momentum, you talk about confidence, and there's also overconfidence. The Thunderbirds maybe a little bit complacent. It's a very cocky hockey team. When you're good and you win, there's a big difference between confidence and cockiness.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. It's kind of the culture of that organization. I hate to say it. I've been around for a long time and I've watched, and they certainly carry themselves as if they are the best and nobody can beat them. Some days they get beat. They are a successful program.
Yeah.
In a game like this is where you have to have that humility and that confidence, not cockiness, just to get out there, stay focused, and finish the job. And you can kind of see they're just sort of laid back a little bit, lost their intensity.
And you got to remember, as the Thunderbirds, you already lost the game. So you're making up for having lost the game already. So you're by no means in the lead. You're by no means, you know, in the clear. You're making up for a game that you already lost. So, you know, this is literally just making up for a mistake. This isn't really anything to be overly confident about. Sure, you're having some success, but yeah, you gotta work for the rest of this game. Make sure you're going into the last game with confidence.
Well, and heading into a game 3, you certainly don't want to take off of the gas pedal.
Yeah.
When you're up the way you were, 6-1 hockey game, and you take off that gas pedal a little bit. So good opportunity, a good timeout call there by the Thunderbirds coaches. Get their team grounded a little bit, and we'll see what they respond with this intensity. On shots blocked. Thunderbirds will set up. They got 30 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Rough Riders out of the zone with it. And we can see the pace. The Thunderbirds picking up just a little bit. And and we got Merrick fell right into Baxter. No call there. Incidental contact. Coaches don't like it, but it is incidental. Here's another opportunity. Shot Baxter with the save. As Merrick found himself alone on the far side. Postel's in the corner. He gets some help there, and the Thunderbirds 5 seconds on the man advantage. Hazelwood bothered by Postles. So Smith up the ice. And over to Klontz. And that'll do it. We're back to 5-on-5. Klontz will dump it down deep. Patterson with the right pad save. Up top now. Rough Riders chip it out of the zone. And Thunderbirds collect it. Here comes Linville. Linville has it turned over coming across the blue line. Hate to see a turnover there. Here comes 25 Hewitt. Hewitt shot. Easy save by Patterson. He just gets it on net. Patterson gloves it down. So 10:42 left. I'm just happy we've got a little bit more of a hockey game. It's a little intense now. The Rough Riders have found some energy. They're a completely different team than what we saw at the end of the second half of the second period, as well as the beginning of the second half of the second period. So
we're seeing a spark of play from both. The Rough Riders have figured out what they need to do. And really, it's just effort, spirit. Get in the game. Now I see the Rough Riders bench. They're all up on the boards. The Thunderbirds bench is sitting down. It's not 100% indication, but it kind of shows where the spirit is.
And if you look at, what brought them there? Well, 2 goals and some celebrations. Fun.
Yeah.
Right? They had some fun.
Happiness.
Positivity. They got positive. They started to celebrate, and all of a sudden it changes. Imagine going back to the bench after you score a goal and have a coach scream at you and tell you you're doing a terrible job even though you scored. I would have taken it all away, right? So you talk about coaching, you talk about strategy, mental strategy. You know, the argument that, well, you know, the kids aren't the same these days. They're not as tough. The reality is that science is caught up, and we're starting to understand how you truly motivate. Intrinsic motivation, fun, and autonomy. Those are the 3 keys to have success as a AAA player. If you're not having fun, if you're not in control of your own actions, that's 2 things right there that they're going to kill you, and the fun is probably the biggest.
Absolutely, especially at this age. You see too many kids, unfortunately, 14, 15 years old, decide they don't want to play hockey anymore because it's not fun.
Yep.
Well, I know as a fact, hockey is the funnest thing in the world, and the only thing that really makes it not fun is either coaching, parents, or just being too hard on yourself and not being able to enjoy the game. So
that's right.
It looks like we got another 2-minute call on Muir, just another. This one was a little less intentional, more kind of.
Another opportunity for the Rough Riders on the power play here. They can close this one within 2. Finley Walsh on the draw. So the Thunderbirds kind of imploding a little bit here in this third period. Can't really say that yet, but certainly giving the Rough Riders an opportunity to claw their way back into this game.
They're certainly not out of it.
Another thing about when you talk about momentum in a best-of-3 series, hey, you bury these guys 8-9-1 potentially, keep that rolling.
Oh, they're demoralized.
It demoralizes you for game 3. You allow the Rough Riders back in this, even if they lose this game, if they're able to get back with that momentum, that changes everything going into game 3. Now you have a little more confidence that, hey, we were down by 5, and we clawed our way back. So there's a lot on the line here.
Yeah, not only the end of this game on the line, but really leading into the third game. And especially, I don't know if they're going to play later today or tomorrow, but regardless, they're all going to get together as a group between now and then. They're going to have a talk, and whether or not that talk's going to be, hey, we got our rear ends handed to us, or hey, you guys fought back, came in it, we can come out and win this game. Those are two completely different conversations, and the Thunderbirds are ultimately the ones that can control how those conversations go for the Rough Riders.
Rough Riders control off the draw. Back behind the net is Postles. He'll throw it up to the point. Back Rodriguez in the middle of the shot on net, block there. Sorry, that was Iojek, not Rodriguez. Breakaway for Klontz. Klontz shot, goal.
Oh.
Nope, missed it. I thought that went in the back of the net. He missed the net.
Yeah,
Wow,
rolled up. It was going 5-hole and it just rolled up the stick there.
Wow.
Got real lucky. Good job on Patterson keeping his stick in his 5-hole, covering that up.
That 5-hole was wide open. He made a move to it. I saw it all the way, and I thought, wow, that's in the back of the net. And great job by
Just
Patterson.
barely got the blade in there to tip it up.
So face off to the left of Patterson. Big save on the breakaway. With 8:43 left to go in the third period. Thunderbirds win the draw. Blocked off the draw on the shot. Here's a possible breakaway. Here comes just couldn't quite get to it as Iojek had a jump for just a second. Got held up there by Couture and Close cigar on that opportunity.
Good hustle on the back check to make up for it.
Great hustle on the back check. DD pass in the neutral zone. Here come the Rough Riders. They'll fire it down around the boards. Baxter lets it go. Up top on the half wall is Barloco. He gets checked by Hewitt, and he'll get some help from number 15. Out of the zone it comes. Iojek, far side shot. Easy save by Baxter. Steers it back in the corner. Smith with it. Smith controls. Nice job by Smith not to panic and skate that out of the zone. He's going to get that deep. Excellent penalty killing there by Smith. No panic on that play.
You got to have that on the penalty kill, especially with how he's going through the neutral zone surrounded by bodies, to bring it in and calmly get it deep. They're very smart.
Mason Root fires it deep. Pass across. Root shot. Big save by Patterson. And another shot by Root goes wide. So Mason Root dumps it in. Linville chases after it, gets to it first, fires it back in front. And Mason Root just about had his 4th of the game. Icing here as we're back 5-on-5. And we're going to face off back down to the right of Patterson. I want to thank Carson Moon Owens, our producer. He's done a tremendous job getting Rampage TV off the ground. We look forward to all the updates he's got planned in the off season, graphics, and hopefully we can get our sponsorships on track next year, David.
Absolutely.
I think this provides businesses that support Rampage hockey a heck of an opportunity. A lot of parents out there that have Rampage players have small businesses, and there's a chance to get your voice out. We've been doing well. We've had well over 1,000 viewers per broadcast, and we'll see if we can clean that up next year.
Yeah, that'll be our project over the summer.
Shot on net, save made by Baxter. He'll hang on to it. Yeah, we'll have to hit the pavement and start convincing people that Rampage TV is the place to be when watching a hockey game.
Oh,
at least when you want to watch Rampage hockey.
I mean, I heard the announcers are just second to none. Good looking too. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to watch hockey. Yeah, just around really blowing up in Monument, Colorado Springs.
Okay.
It's all the rage walking around on the streets.
Oh, I like that. Huh?
Just got to get a couple more sponsors in the door. I think we'll become an international sensation.
I don't know if good looking matters since we're not really being shown on the air.
We were on camera a couple times.
we
Person
were.
surprised us.
That's right.
Got to see your beautiful face.
Thunderbirds win the draw. Couture throws it up the wall. Hazelwood pressures. He picks it up. Here comes Hazelwood.
Nice
move. And pretty weak call there as Hazelwood made a stop and he falls to his knee. We're going to get a call for tripping. I don't like that call one bit.
That's a slash.
Oh, was it a slash? I didn't see the slash.
That was a slash on the player that fell. He actually, as he fell, he hacked back and slashed him. So, fortuitous for the Thunderbirds. Made a great move on him, and it was one of those where he was frustrated and slashed, but it's just not necessary. Get him next time.
Well, 6:47. That potentially closes the door on any comeback opportunity. There for a minute, it was like the movie Dumb and Dumber, so you're saying there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
There's always a chance. Thunderbirds control, up top, walks to the middle, shot on net. Patterson glove save. He'll hang on to it. That was number 8, Devin Smith. Picked up the puck, left-handed shot, walks to the middle and fires it on net. Patterson easy save there, and we'll get a face-off to his left. Minute 45 left to go with the man advantage. 6:32 left to go in the contest. Thunderbirds win the draw. Back to Smith. He'll fire it back down to the half wall on his backhand. And Thunderbirds will rotate a little bit, putting Smith more in the middle of the ice. 2 players in the corner now. And the Rough Riders able to clear it. Smith will have to regroup. He turns, gets pressured. And here comes the Rough Riders. And Root will come back and pick up the loose change. And here comes Root. Mason Root. Stick handling through the neutral zone. And he throws it out front off of Patterson's stick, and it's going to go all the way down. Thunderbirds will have to chase it. And Smith will pick it up. He'll stop, step up, set up behind the net, gets pressure there. Nice work there by Silcox, and he's able to get the puck off of Smith's stick. Shot on net. Baxter forced to make the save, so great forecheck pressure by Silcox. And Von Felt helping him out. Ends up in the glove of Baxter, and we'll get a face-off to his right. 45 seconds left to go with the man advantage. 5:36 left to go in the game. It's a 6-3 Thunderbirds lead. It'll be 96 AJ Van Felt for the Rough Riders. Will take this draw. And the Rough Riders win it. Wilcox throws it behind the net, picked up there by Rue of the Thunderbirds. Makes a pass over to Hewitt. Hewitt skates it up across the red line. He gets accosted there. And the puck is turned over, picked up there. He gets some help. And Rue now to Hazelwood. Hazelwood shot on net, goes wide. It was tipped. Picked up there by the Rough Riders. And number 88, Ponce. Shot on net. It's blocked in front. High slot. Thrown back down low. And Linville gets it on his stick right in front of Patterson. Turns and fires it. Patterson uses those big brown pads to stop the puck.
Great move by Ponce on the blue line there. There's great confidence by him up on the blue line. It's always scary when you see a player making a move. But you can tell he's practiced that move. That's why you practice those kinds of moves in practice, so you can pull them off in a game and set up a great opportunity just like that.
13 seconds left to go in the Thunderbirds man advantage. Hazelwood will take the draw. And the Thunderbirds possess it. Quantz now in the corner. He'll turn back up. Skates to the top of the circle and up all the way up top. Smith, shot, tip, goes to the corner. Ponce, half wall, misfires. Here comes the Rough Riders out of the box, 5-on-5. Here's an opportunity. Nice move there. All alone, shot, and Baxter with the save. Merrick with some nifty stick handling. Get himself all alone, just ran out of room. Was trying to go high there. Baxter standing tall. And the Rough Riders will battle for it behind the net. Picked up by Hazelwood. Hazelwood off the glass and out of the zone. And here's an opportunity for Mason Root. Root shot. Another shot by Root and another goal. Mason Root gets number 5. So it has been the Mason Root show today from start to finish.
Yeah,
That's his fourth goal.
Fourth goal.
Fourth goal of the game.
He's done a great job. I mean, you just see what speed gets you. If you're, it doesn't have to be the perfect opportunity. It doesn't have to be the perfect play. But if you skate your tail off, skate as fast as you can, you're going to end up with some success.
Well, and he kept with it too. He had the initial shot. It was a save made by Patterson.
Stayed in there for the rebound.
He kept with it. Looks up here in the booth and gives us a nod.
Good old Mason.
You gotta love Mason. I mean, he is a competitor. He's one of those players you hate to have him on the other team. You love to have him on yours.
I hated coaching against him, man. It was the
I
worst.
did too.
But having him on my team, seeing him grow up, get better at the sport, it's been a joy.
Well, we had him where we won the North American Prospects Hockey League co-championship. That was a game that was shut off because of the in the championship game 1-1. It was shut down due to a power outage in Dallas in the championship game. Mason Root, a big part of that team. And the next year he went to the Thunderbirds and we had to play against him. And I hated playing against him.
He was so hard to cover.
Nuts. And I wanted to support the kid too, but you hated having him on the other team.
You wanted him to score all the goals except against you.
So we're proud of him, happy for him today. 4 goals in this contest. It's a 7-3 hockey game. I mean, he literally in that first period, in that 30-second span, 2 goals, he changed the entire complexion of the hockey game.
Just like that.
And with the Rough Riders trying to gain some momentum to come back into this game, he seals it up with his 4th, and
puts
obviously
pretty
Mason
much
Root,
out of reach here.
Best player on the ice today.
Yeah.
I love that he gave us a little nod in the booth there.
Yeah. Show some love for the old coaches.
2:57 left to go. Puck out of play. We'll get a face off inside to the right. Baxter. It'll be Race, Smith, Hewitt, Hazelwood, and Ponce for the T-Birds. It'll be number 96, AJ Van Felt, taking the draw against Hazelwood. Rough Riders win it. Try to get a shot, bouncing around on Felt now. Fires it across, intercepted by Rue. And he'll dump it down deeper. That was Race. Race will dump it down deep off sides, though. As he was trying to dump it, it kind of bounced off his stick. He had to get a second whack on the backhand, and just not enough time to keep that on sides. 2:45 left to go.
Ice gets a little bit chippy this late into the period after without the Zam here. So you expect to see a little bit more of those bumpy pucks.
Thunderbirds control off the draw. Smith with it. Smith up the ice. This will be an icing. Tried to find Race. Race's stick wasn't on the ice, and we get an icing here. Face off to the left of Baxter. It'll be Hazelwood going up against number 92 for the Rough Riders, Noah Darlington. Race will pick it up off the draw, and Rough Riders will keep it in. Smith, though, chips it out into the neutral zone. Rough Riders will chip it back up. Smith will pick it. So D to D to D to D there, from one team to the other. And Race helps with the zone entry. Shot on Patterson. He'll glove it down and give it to his players, and here comes the Rough Riders through the neutral zone. Number 96, AJ Van Felt, working hard here. He gets some help from Darlington. Third guy comes in for the Rough Riders, so 2-on-2. Referees telling to move it. A lot of time killing here. And Race could be charged with a delay of game here. I'm not sure. He just takes a hit. I mean, the referee's got to give him a warning, and that's what you avoid. But really, Race could have been charged with the delay of game.
Yeah, got to get up at some point.
No harm, no foul. We'll get a face-off.
We'll all agree to disagree.
To the left of Baxter. 1:45 left to go in the contest. Face off will come out of the zone as Race throws the puck against the wall. Ended up going down, so we'll get a face off in the neutral zone. Nope, they're bring it back down in. So I thought for a second they were, but
It was the T-Birds really holding it up, so it should be in there.
that's what I thought. Yeah, good point. Off the draw, Cronin loses it. Shot on net, off the post, and out. So Baxter didn't see that. Great shot by Roberts. As it just rang off the crossbar and into the netting.
Another close one. Baxter thinking his crossbar. Those posts are the goalie's best friend.
Drew will replace Hazelwood to take this draw. Arlington wins it. Walsh with it now. Walsh throws it towards the net. Walsh couldn't get a stick on it. He had an opportunity just for a second, but it just bounced over his stick. And T-Birds able to get out of the zone here. Number 48, Keenan Butson. Haven't seen him much today. Here comes the Rough Riders. Chips it out of the zone. And across the blue line they come. Number 12, Finley Walsh. Walsh working hard. Lopez takes it off his stick. And Lopez clears it up and out of the zone. Picked up there by the Rough Riders. And turnover in the zone. Thunderbirds will throw it down deep. Patterson steers it to the corner. 52 seconds left to go in the contest. Mason Root intercepts it at center ice. And turnover there. Root couldn't skate it in. Roberts, he has it turned over. Root just throws it down. Rough Riders are going to have to wait as they had a couple players offsides. 35 seconds left to go in this contest. Couture, indirect pass up the ice, picked off by Rough Riders. Shot, Baxter saved. 25 seconds left to go. Throwing back up top. There's an opportunity, another cross ice pass. Here's Silcox. Silcox off of the left pad of Baxter. 10 seconds left. Fired around the boards. Mason Root now on the half wall. He'll just hang on to it, kill some time, and that should do it.
I'll do it.
And referees just get a hold of it right here. That's it. And the Thunderbirds take game 2 in convincing fashion. 7-3 final. And that will set up the showdown, a game 3 showdown between these two teams.
Great game today by the Thunderbirds. You know, we were questioning whether or not they were going to be able to keep the Rough Riders down. They gave up a little bit of momentum to the Rough Riders there in the third period, but with Mason Root's final goal and just being able to dominate the last few minutes of play, I think they're set themselves up nicely for the final game here.
So these two teams will be back at it tomorrow morning, 8:45 for Game 3 here in the Monument Rinks. Our producer and camera operators will be back in school, and my color commentator will be back at work.
Unfortunately, I'd much rather be here.
So that'll do it for our broadcast for the season. Thank Carson Moon Owens, incredible job on the production booth. Aaron Cunliffe, our camera operator, I want to thank his dad today, filling in for Aaron, who was sick this weekend. Thanks, Chris, for your time and efforts. Great camera work, and we want to also thank Glenn at ASTV and the World Sports Broadcasting Network, all the tremendous technical support getting this thing off the ground. I want to thank the Monument Ice Rinks for their support this season, especially on Saturday night, bringing their tech guy in late to get this internet fixed and figured out. A lot of learning curves that we've gone through this year. We've learned a lot, and we're going to improve and get better. We've got the off season to really dial this thing in and get out there and get some sponsorships. I particularly want to thank Andrew Sherman, the Colorado Rampage organization. They allowed us to come up in here, build a studio.
Thanks for believing in us.
They believed in the vision. They believed in us to set something up that was somewhat professional. And I feel like we've got a good foundation to make this truly professional. And I look forward to next season. We're going to be doing all the home games here for the Colorado Rampage. We'll make the East Rink our home. It's a fun place to operate out. We'll have more than just a couple cameras next year. Hopefully we get multiple cameras going like we had talked about.
Have the whole shebang, graphics and everything.
Graphics will be ready to go. And we are excited. As sad as we are to end this season, we're certainly excited for the future of Rampage TV. And we hope everybody enjoys it and continues to support us as well.
Well, thanks again, Sean. Thanks for all the hard work you've done. There's a lot of things that this man does behind the scenes, whether it be helping out with Rampage TV or just overall helping the kids succeed and get better and, grow as humans as well as hockey players. So I want a big shout out to Sean. He's also the one that really made this all happen. It kind of went from a little dream we had in St. Louis last year to making this full happen. We've had a great year, and I'm looking forward to a lot more success to come.
Thank you, David. It's been a pleasure working with you, and it's a nice team. We'll get working on some of our In the Spotlight broadcasts. We have
another one coming out.
We have the assistant coach for the NHL's Columbus Blue Jackets, Kenny McCudden, one of the greatest men I've ever met. He is a true hockey guy. Once you get to see Kenny McCudden, it's going to be a full hour interview with Kenny McCudden on In the Spotlight, and you will truly be blown away by who Kenny McCudden is and what he's done for the hockey world.
Phenomenal, man. I mean, when I contacted him, I expected us to have about a half-hour conversation, but he is truly, when you hear somebody be an encyclopedia of hockey knowledge, this man, he knows everything. He's seen everything. He's just a wonderful person to talk to, a great human being, and I look forward to putting that out for you guys.
So stay tuned. We'll be promoting that In the Spotlight with assistant coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Kenny McCudden, and that's an interview by David Cunliffe. We hope in this off-season to do more In the Spotlight broadcasts. We'll see if David's boss can lighten the load a little bit for him so he has a little bit more time to do other things besides work and study. But I know, David, you work hard. You're trying to get your professional degrees to complement your profession. So, I know you're putting in at least 60, 70, 80 hours a week in what you're doing. So for you to take your time and volunteer, come down, broadcast with me and the In the Spotlight interviews, I really appreciate your time. We look forward to what you're going to put together in this off season. Stay tuned to the In the Spotlight with Rampage TV, and we will be back next year. On behalf of the Colorado Rampage and Rampage TV, I'm Sean Hathaway. Thanks for tuning in this season. We'll catch you for the 2023-24 season in August or September.